What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including another big CM Punk coincidence, AJ Styles' return imminent, an AEW Star Upset with AEW, Bayley has a plan, did the WWE accidentally reveal a debut, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, Wrestlelamia.com. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at another CM Punk coincidence. And with CM Punk returning at Survivor Series, at this point the only way to know for sure is to wait until the credits roll for Saturday's PLE. Still, fans hopeful the Second City Saint will return to WWE at Survivor Series seem willing to accept any evidence, so let's look at the latest clue. Ringside News recently reported on the musical clue suggesting Punk is on his way back. They noted Punk's use of Living Colour's classic song Cult of Personality as a straight-edge Superstars entrance theme, and that Living Colour decided to drop a freshly remastered version of the song this very week, just in time for Survivor Series. As for Punk's return, the bottom line is that no one in the WWE who enjoys working for the company is going to leak anything suggesting he's returning to Survivor Series. The various WWE sources deny Punk's return and or claiming he has nuclear heat with the company could be saying this to keep fans guessing about his return. After all, the WWE's Nick Khan refuted stories that Pat McAfee was returning at WrestleMania 39 only for him to show up. Next up, AJ Styles' return imminent. Could the WWE Universe see the phenomenal AJ Styles back in action soon? Styles, who's been out with a kayfabe injury ever since the Bloodline laid him out last September on SmackDown, is said to be on his way back. You may recall a recent story that Styles was scheduled for an upcoming SmackDown. Although nothing has been mentioned on WWE TV or social media, Ringside News reports it reached out to WWE about AJ's return and that it was advised Styles will be back imminently. They pointed out Styles' fellow OC member Luke Gallows is recovering from a knee injury. It's unclear what the WWE has planned for Styles and or the rest of the OC. However, the WWE has 2 months worth of TV to fill until the Royal Rumble on SmackDown, and with Roman Reigns rumored to be off TV for some time, this is a great chance to give Styles a high-profile feud. Next up, an AEW Star Upset with AEW. Bullet Club Gold member Jay White recently main evented against AEW World Champion MJF at AEW's recent Full Gear show, but a new report suggests Switchblade Jay was unhappy with the way he was booked. Pro Wrestling Torch's Wade Keller is reporting Jay White wasn't thrilled based on what I've been told, how things went with the build in the match against MJF, so he might be motivated to shine in this tournament. He's still among the top choices for Tony Khan to build around as a top star in his company for years to come. A win here with a series of standout matches would elevate him in the AEW universe closer to how his New Japan fans viewed him. Now, we're not sure why White feels the build-up for his match against MJF wasn't strong. White stole the title and kept MJF from getting it back for weeks, creating an interesting scenario where the champ couldn't get his belt back and often found himself outwitted by his opponent, a scenario MJF rarely finds himself in. As for the match, White might be upset that he was presented as someone who couldn't beat an opponent with one bad leg. However, the match told a story of a cocky challenger toying with his apparently hapless opponent to the point that he outsmarted him. As for White not being booked as strongly as he was in New Japan, he should be happy he had such a strong program not that long after he debuted in AEW. Furthermore, just because someone is a top star in New Japan doesn't mean it's easy street in AEW. He's another example of a big fish in a big pond, and if Keller's story on White's dissatisfaction is true, it's time for White to step back and reassess his situation. AEW is flush with main event talent and they're in the same position as him. Next up, Bayley as backup. Is the writing on the wall for Bayley's future with Damage Control? It's looking that way, but a recent social media post from Bayley has some fans thinking the role model is already preparing an escape route. The WWE has been hinting for quite a while that the women who formed the group could find herself kicked out, and a recent addition of Kairi Sane and Asuka are making this look even more likely. Some members of the universe believe this could happen as soon as Survivor Series. If it does, Bayley may be ready, judging from a message made via Instagram. She posted a photo of herself, Kairi Sane, Asuka and Mercedes Money, along with his caption, "I've always got a plan." Does this mean that Bayley could call on a longtime friend and occasional enemy Mercedes Money, aka Sasha Banks, for some backup? As exciting as that could be, Wrestling News' Andrew Ravens noted that an appearance by Money is also highly unlikely to happen at Survivor Series since she signed a new deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling shortly before getting injured. If Mercedes Money does return to WWE, it would be a huge event, but at this point it seems likely wishful thinking. Nevertheless, while Bayley may not be able to call in Mercedes, who do you think she plans to call in as backup? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, did the WWE accidentally reveal 2 debuts? Did the WWE let the proverbial cat out, or in this case cats out of the bag regarding some upcoming debuts? Well, let's look at a recent report from WrestleVotes concerning some acts who could be on their way to WWE. I'm told the Survivor Series official event program features 2 notable teams, one being Gallus, as no other NXT group or superstar is included. The other noteworthy team included in the program is Akam and Razor, formerly known as the Authors of Pain. Seems both could be headed to TV shortly. The program WrestleVotes mentioned is one fans can purchase at a WWE live event and features the WWE roster inside it. While the WWE has been known for making errors such as erroneous social media posts, fans are taking notice here. First, the Authors of Pain have been mentioned in the news for quite some time now, with at least one story indicating the tag team had signed with WWE in 2022, and they were just waiting for the WWE to come up with a good storyline. A story which is sure to have some fans skeptical until they think how long it takes for Triple H to move storylines. As for Gallus, they've been working with WWE since 2018 and are currently on NXT. Would you guys like to see either of these teams? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up is Ric Flair in the WWE Doghouse. Is the WWE upset with Flair now that the Nature Boy is all elite? Flair recently signed a 2-year deal with AEW, a situation which naturally raises a question whether WWE management is unhappy with Ric Flair, who had a long relationship with WWE heading to their competitor. Flair discussed this with Shannon Sharp recently on Sharp's Club Shay Shay podcast, saying, "I think some people are upset with me now that I went to work at AEW. I don't know why. If you're acknowledging and I think I've contributed to the business, and I know I have because I hear it every day, you would think they would let me do whatever I want to do, as long as it doesn't affect them. I'm not going to get on TV and say AEW is better. I'm not doing something stupid. I'm just working. That's all I know how to do. They're mad. Not mad, but they did something." While it's understandable that some people in WWE might be upset with Flair, the reality is that he's still one of wrestling's most well-known commodities, not to mention a pop culture icon. It's hard to blame Flair for capitalizing on his fame, and as he said, it's not as if he's running down the WWE when he shows up. To say that Flair owes any loyalty to the WWE is a weak argument for anyone familiar with WWE's policy of expect complete loyalty from its workers, but often giving little or none in return. Next up, good news for a long absent AEW star. It looks like the AEW Galaxy could see the return of a long absent star soon. Fightful Select is reporting that Dante Martin appears to be on his way back to the ring. Wrestling News commented on the match where Martin was injured and how Dante has been out of action since the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view event earlier this year, and when he was wrestling Action Andretti while working a pre-show match. Martin was wrestling in the Reach for the Sky ladder match. He injured himself while taking a destroyer from Penta L0 off a ladder through the multiple tables. He was rushed to hospital after the event. A recent Fightful report suggests that he will be back soon. Martin was backstage at a recent AEW show and is nearing a return from injury. Both Dante and his brother Darius are seen as 2 talented competitors, but injuries have kept them from any sustained run as a tag team in AEW. And finally, Gunther talks losing 65 pounds. And last but not least, Gunther is crushing it as Intercontinental Champion as well as in crafting a remarkable physique. The ring general recently chatted with Chris Van Vliet about what helped him lose 65 pounds and why it was so important to him. Usually I was always on top of things in my adult life, but the diet is always something I kinda neglected because I was good the way I was. Well, when I signed for the main roster and I knew, okay, moving on now, I know I'm gonna be on national TV, I thought, okay, let's bring the best version of yourself you can. You're gonna be in front of millions of people every week. I think that step is necessary now. Gunther told Van Vliet that while he was happy with his body shape as Walter, he wanted to level up as Gunther, hence the weight loss and new look. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.